Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Carolina Panthers Talk live here on the U to the Tube, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody's been having a good start to the week so far. Mine's been pretty decent, can't complain. But it's good to be back on here. Gonna talk some more Carolina Panthers awesomeness. Carolina Panthers just recently signed two cornerbacks, and gonna talk about more training camp stuff as we've now entered into second week of training camp, and the pads are now coming on as the players begin doing padded practices. It's been quite interesting. Been seeing, a couple of clips of highlights, and competition's getting really interesting. Really, really interesting. And first preseason game is only about a week away. It's right around the corner. I can sense it. They've also released their jersey schedule, the official jersey schedule for this season. A lot of folks are pretty disappointed with the jersey schedule, unfortunately. So we'll talk about that as well. But that's been posted. And we got a special season game that has been announced. And I'll go into detail as well. But yeah, so let's get talking about the newest signings for the Carolina Panthers. They picked up two cornerbacks. So two cornerbacks. First one, Dawson. Let's see. He was part of the workout practice and is a depth signing. And he is a former second-round pick of the New England Patriots and spent the last 3 seasons with the Broncos. Only 26 years old, and apparently he was a teammate of C.J. Henderson at Florida. Let's see, Duke Dawson, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 198 pounds. But yeah, second-round pick. 2018 NFL draft. Has a Super Bowl championship with the Patriots. Don't know how much he contributed. But as of right now, his career NFL statistics are 27 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and 1 fumble recovery. So not a lot, but it's a depth signing. Spent some time on practice squad. Apparently went through, had a torn ACL back in late 2020 or week 14 of 2020. So, looks like he's had some injury woes. Hamstring injury back in 2018, torn ACL back in 2020. I don't know how I feel about the signing. It sounds like he's had some injury woes. I mean, I know this is a depth signing, but still, he's had some injury woes. Yeah, don't know how I feel about this. Don't know how I feel about this signing, to be honest with y'all. But it sounds like they did this because they were running short, because at the time, J.C. Horn was on the PUP list, and Rashawn Melvin, he decided to retire. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this signing, to be honest with y'all. Mainly because the injury woes stand out the most from this player. So, I mean, I know it's a depth piece. I don't know if he'll really come in handy. But we'll see if he can actually stay healthy. That's going to be the real question: is can Duke Dawson stay healthy? Because I mean, he's dealt with a hamstring injury, he's dealt with a torn ACL, so yeah, not sure how I feel about this signing, to be honest with you. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Joe Valesco? The Panthers should bring back Josh Norman. I don't know about that. Isn't he still with the Broncos or whatnot? Or no, he's with the Niners. But I don't know. I don't know about that. The thing with
getting what you need starts with RF.
The thing with Josh Norman, I know he's dealt with some injury woes 2 years ago, but he's been able to play last season, and he didn't really do a whole lot last season. I mean, well, 49 tackles, interception. I don't know. I just feel like his production has fallen off some. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd be all for bringing him back. His production's kind of fallen off some, personally. So I don't know, Joe Valesca. I don't know if I agree with that. His production has fallen off some. But I don't know. But currently he's with the Niners. But we'll see. But I don't know how I would feel about that. So that's Duke Dawson. And then the other cornerback that was brought in was a cornerback by the name of Devin Jones. Devin Jones, a graduate of Lake Norman High School and played at UNC Pembroke, apparently. 5'10", 180 pounds. And according to his stats, he's played 44 games at UNC Pembroke, had 5 interceptions, 23 pass breakups, 3 forced fumbles, and a blocked kick. Not only that, did some work in special teams, has 2,121 kickoff return yards and 4 kick return touchdowns, and finished with 2,742 all-purpose yards. And they ended up waiving wide receiver Andrew Parchment to make room for Devin Jones. If anything, I could see him perhaps getting a spot on special teams as a return squad, like perhaps kickoff returns, maybe him and Andre Roberts. I think that would be where he could fit in. And I have to see what kind of work he gets with in preseason. Joe Velisco says, I think Josh Norman is a free agent. Is he? Is he a free agent? I mean, honestly, and even if he is, I mean, let's check and see. Even if he is a free agent, like, in all seriousness, we really need cornerback. Really isn't that much of a need compared to linebacker and D-line. So if anything, I really feel like those positions are a little more important than cornerback, personally. But let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, technically as a free agent, you are correct there. Still wouldn't entertain it. I personally entertain it. I think overall, I think we're fine at secondary, personally. But yeah, Devin Jones, I could see this Devin Jones being a key piece in the special teams. I mean, why not? I mean, 5 kick return touchdowns in college, that's pretty dang on good. Over 2,000 all-purpose yards, including kickoff return yards. He could be a good piece on the special teams. Maybe a combination of him and Andre Roberts. I think that would work. We'll have to see Devin Jones get some touches on the in preseason on special teams as well as cornerback, because honestly, that could be a sleeper. I mean, with those type of stats coming out of special teams, those are pretty good stats. I mean, I understand he's a rookie, but hey, I'd say give him a shot on special teams. Why not? Why not give him a shot on special teams? You know, I think I'm more okay with this signing of Devin Jones than I am of Duke Dawson, mainly just because Duke Dawson has had some wear and tear. He's had some wear and tear. But this Devin Jones, I mean, he's a rookie, undrafted rookie, has excelled with special teams and even playing coverage. I mean, 5 interceptions, 44 games, 23 pass breakups, 3 forced fumbles, and a block kick. That's still not bad. So who knows? Maybe this is a piece that can evolve into, a role player or a star later on. We'll see. But it's an intriguing signing. It is. It's an intriguing signing. And I'd say give him a shot, especially starting with special teams. See what he can do. Hey, I'm fine with it. So definitely both of these signings are depth pieces. What do y'all guys think about the signing of both these cornerbacks? I know a lot of people are like, what about DE? What about defensive end? What about edge rusher? What about linebacker? Yeah, I understand. I understand that worry, that concern. But one of these signings I'm okay with. The other one I'm kind of iffy about, just because you don't know if he'll be able to bounce back and stay healthy in regards to Duke Dawson. So, yeah, that's really my only concern with that signing. But those are the moves that they did. Let's see. They got the jersey schedule up as well. They just posted the jersey schedule, and a lot of folks are pretty upset about it. So weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 14, and 18, Carolina will be wearing their white jerseys. Weeks 10, 12, 15, and 16, they'll be wearing their black jerseys, with week 10 being the all black jerseys and black helmets. And then week 17, they'll be wearing their blue jerseys for week 17. So only one game with the blue jerseys this season. Only one game. And apparently, according to the rules, a team can only rock alternative jerseys for only 3 games in a season. So, yeah. And apparently the Washington Commanders game, the preseason Washington Commanders game, they'll be wearing blue jerseys. But that's, as far as the regular season, the game against Tampa Bay, the second meeting against Tampa Bay is the only game in the regular season that they're wearing the all blue jerseys. For the black jerseys, the all black with the black helmets, week 10 against the Falcons. And then the other black jersey games are week 12 against the Broncos, week 15 against the Steelers, and week 16 against the Lions. And the rest of the games white jerseys. So, like I said, there's quite a handful of folks disappointed with the schedule. I mean, it would be nice to see, maybe another blue jersey game in the regular season, but I mean, typically Carolina wears white jerseys with a lot of their games. That's typically what they do. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of a bummer, but it's just one of those things where, I mean, I don't know if folks believe in like superstitions when it comes to jerseys or win percentage, losing percentage when the team wears a certain jersey. I mean, I really don't believe in that, but some people do. But I mean, it is what it is. But if we want to go into specifics, Carolina is 116, 128, and 1 all time when they're wearing their white jerseys. They are 69 and 79 when they wear their black jerseys. And they are 20 and 20 when wearing their blue jerseys. This is all regular season games. So, like I said, I don't know if that's something a lot of folks believe in, but I don't really look at it like that. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's the Panthers records when they're wearing certain jerseys. But like I said, I don't see it as something that's going to affect anything. But it would have been nice to see like more than one game with the blue jerseys and more than one game with the all black jerseys with the the new black helmets. But it is what it is. But that is the jersey schedule for this year. Let's see. It has also been announced that cornerback J.C. Horn has been taken off of the physically unable to perform list. He's been taken off of the PUP list. He was originally placed on that list as a precaution, but right now he's limited in his workouts. They're easing him back in, which I think is a good thing. Ease him back in. Word is that he has been healing pretty well without any serious complications. So that's a positive. That's a really big positive because we're going to need J.C. Horn come week 1. We're going to need J.C. Horn at his best, at his maximum. And, with this being a new medical and training staff, I really think it's important that they emphasize the right type of care and the right type of timeline where the player can get back to maximum potential. And sometimes that means sacrificing weeks, maybe more than expected to do that. But I think they're going about this the right way. Ease him back in. I mean, they took a precaution because he was dealing with some soreness in that same foot, the same foot that he had broke. But ease him back in. Let him get his fitness, get his work done, and then that's my whole thing. I just emphasize ease him back into the mix, get him going in training camp at a good pace, because we're going to need him come week 1. We're going to need him. J.C. Horn has the potential to become our number 1 cornerback. And we need him healthy. We need him healthy. So this is big. This is definitely big. It's good to see him out there. But good to see that he's been activated. Now, here's the thing. Looking at training camp, like doing a little bit of before I go into training camp. So week 4, the game against the Arizona Cardinals has been designated the keep pounding game. And this is the game October 2nd that's going to honor the late Sam Mills. So that is designated as the keep pounding game. And, I think it's a very fitting game, being that, the Carolina Panthers have had the Cardinals number for the last few years. I think it's a fitting game. But, yeah, that has been designated as the keep pounding game, where they will honor the late, great Sam Mills. So, looking forward to that. Hopefully that gets, showcased really well. And, yeah. And the game is sponsored by Coca-Cola. It's official sponsor, Coca-Cola. So, hey, hooray for sponsors, popular sponsors. So I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that, to honor Sam Mills, the innovator of keep pounding. So, checking out just some takeaways. I'm checking out the article, takeaways from the first week of training camp before we really start getting into the padded training. So, according to word with the quarterback competition, Sam Darnold was the more consistent quarterback, but Baker Mayfield had the highest highs, according to this article. And they've been mixing things up as far as Sam Darnold getting some work with the ones, and then Baker Mayfield getting some work with the ones, and they've been alternating. Hey, Jesse, welcome to the stream. Nice shirt, Stardom. Oh, yeah, just arrived yesterday, as a matter of fact. Can't wait for football season. Me too. It's right around the corner. Before you know it, that first preseason game drops right on us. So, looking forward to it. But yeah, just to go into some details with this article. So, last Thursday, they were talking about Baker Mayfield looking very sharp in the red zone, scoring 3 touchdowns with DJ Moore and working pretty solid with the ones. But to be fair, Baker Mayfield is still learning the system. There's still much that he's learning, which Darnold has the advantage, especially having, a head start, being that he's worked at OTAs. So he's had a head start. They say here Sam Darnold having a 4-month head start at all the OTA work, makes it natural that he looks smoother and more comfortable, which makes sense. Say what you want about Sam Darnold, but it makes sense. He has the advantage of knowing the system more in depth than Baker Mayfield as of now. And I know a lot has happened in training camp that first week. I know Sam Darnold's thrown some picks. Baker Mayfield has thrown some picks. But one thing that he's got to be able to do is get timing down with the receivers. I mean, he's working with, a whole new cast of receivers, with the exception of Rashard Higgins, who he did work with back in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield's working with a whole new cast of receivers. So getting timing down is going to be very important, and it's not going to come like that. So folks got to understand that. They say that Sam Darnold has been mostly efficient and is working on deep balls, trying to go downfield more often. He had a really nice deep ball to Terrace Marshall Jr., but they said the touchdown drive he led in the end of half 2-minute work was keyed by a long pass interference penalty. Matt Corral looked good, but still is in the learning process. Not just Ben McAdoo's offense, but in the NFL. And the thing that's good with Matt Corral is he's learning and getting everything little by little without such a high expectation, or the burden of expectation. He can slowly gain the knowledge, get the reps, and, be encouraged, because it's most likely, barring any sort of crazy serious injury, I highly doubt that outside of preseason that we'll see much Matt Corral this season. I mean, and that's fine. That is what it is. I wasn't expecting him to be thrown out there in the regular season in the first place. I mean, I know a lot of people would wanted to see that, but honestly, I don't think that would have been a good idea, personally, just throwing him out there. So I like how they're, taking the time, him learning things. And like I said, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield have been going back and forth between working with the ones and the twos. And just, honestly, Baker Mayfield might have the slight edge, but he hasn't sealed the job. He hasn't sealed the job. So only time will tell. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And, it makes you wonder, like, oh, and by the way, he had a really, really nice deep throw to Robbie Anderson. That was spot on. And that's the thing with Baker Mayfield. He's got the arm. He can hit those downfield deep passes, which is something that we have been lacking, especially last season. So I really hope that comes in handy this season, because the team had a ranked 28th offense last season. If they can get that up into like the top 20 or top 15, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. That's at least 8 spots. That's a big jump. If they can get it within the top 20 or top 15, that's a big improvement. I'm not expecting it to jump high up into the top 10. No, I'm not going to say that. That's too high of an expectation. But if they can somehow get to the top 20 or top 15, that's big. That's really, really big. But at the end of the day, I just want the best that's out there. I want the best guys out there. The best guys get out there, the better chance we have of winning games. But we got to have the best out there. Regardless of what it may look like, we got to have the best guys out there. I know we all want our favorites. I know we all, I know a lot of people don't want Sam Darnold to take another snap for Carolina again. But understand that might be what happens. We have to take that in. As much as folks don't want to hear that, it is very possible that Sam Darnold could start. And we got to accept it. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I want the best out there, and if it turns out that he wins the job, then so be it. I hope it works out. He's not my first choice, but hey, I don't mind being proven wrong. I definitely don't mind being proven wrong. And this is the best time for it to happen. Okay, looking at the offensive line. So the offensive line. One second. So the offensive line. So one of the main things to keep an eye out is we got some shuffling between Ikem Ekwonu at left tackle and then shuffling him for Brady Christensen at left tackle. And then they both trade spots at that left guard. They've had Michael Jordan in at left guard as well. So, I mean, they've been mixing some things up. But, I mean, to keep it real, Brady Christensen does have the NFL experience, the couple of games at left tackle. But, I mean, can play some left guard. And, I feel like this whole situation could potentially have the fan base split because a lot of folks want Ikem Ekwonu to be the starter at left tackle. Just, he was drafted number 1. He deserves to be starter at left tackle. And I have no problem with him being the starter at left tackle. But at the same time, we have to keep in mind, Brady Christensen was there first, and he showed great promise at left tackle with the few games he played last season. And that's not something that should be ignored, y'all. I know a lot of us love the draft pick of Ikem Ekwonu. I loved it. Definitely. I loved it. I love that he's here. But let's not sleep on Brady Christensen either. Because if he goes in and he's put at left tackle and Ikem Ekwonu at left guard and they excel, then hey, don't fix what ain't broken. You know what I mean? If that's what they decide to do, if that's what turns to be the starting offensive line, then hey, so be it. If that leads to success, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But we have to prepare ourselves that could potentially be what happens. But I'm very hopeful. Just like with the offensive line, or just like with the quarterback, I want the best of the offensive line to be out there. And fact of the matter is, Ikem Ekwonu, while he is praised quite a bit, he still has to earn that starting left tackle position. He has to earn it. Especially with him being a rookie, he does have to earn it. And one of the things that they noted, so the center position, it said center Bradley Bozeman, and I quote, could be another one of those as he offers a bigger and more physical presence than Pat Elflein at center. But Pat Elflein is solid enough in the middle. He could be overpowered sometimes at guard since he lacks the size of others and is the kind of smart and tough player coaches like. So in reading that, I don't know. It sounds like there could be a tough battle there between Pat Elflein and Bradley Bozeman for that starting center position. Because after all, Pat Elflein excelled more in that center position than he did at that guard position. So it's another thing to keep an eye on. And then just the sorting out of the other folks. I mean, you got Dennis Daly, Cameron Irving, which could be, fighting for, swing tackle, which, Cam Irving seems to be the ideal choice, I guess, according to them. But then, Michael Jordan, Deontay Brown, Cade Mays, another draft pick that they signed. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what this final starting offensive line is going to look like. And there may be some surprises. It may turn out to not be what we thought it was going to be. It's very possible. So we have to see how it goes. Apparently, let's see. Looking at the defense, apparently Xavier Woods has been impressing the coaches. Been grasping the playbook rather fast, and it looks like him and Jeremy Chin look to be a dual threat at safety position. And apparently cornerback CJ Henderson has been lined up taking reps against DJ Moore. And apparently he's been doing pretty well, holding his own against DJ Moore, our number one. That's big. That's big. And I think this is good for CJ Henderson to really, put him up against R1. Really get CJ Henderson's confidence up. Because we're going to need CJ Henderson. A lot of folks are looking at CJ Henderson to be the cornerback to really break out and finally get going in his career. And I couldn't agree more. I think it's time. I definitely think it's time. So I like what they're doing with CJ Henderson. Get him lined up on DJ Moore, our number one. Hey, get some more reps there. Spread them out. Spread them out. Him, Robbie, spread them out. So I definitely like that. And the thing is, CJ Henderson with J.C. Horn out before he got activated, apparently they were saying that he's been working extensively at outside quarterback. So you have to think, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, those are the outsides. And apparently has stood out. So that's big. That's big. Because I know a lot of us are rooting CJ Henderson on. I think this could be the year we see a breakout from CJ Henderson. I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping. I'm hoping the same for J.C. Horn and Dante Jackson, but J.C. Horn and CJ Henderson are really the two backs that I really have my eyes on the most this season. They were also talking about wide receiver. Of course, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, they're safe. They talked a little bit about CJ Saunders. And apparently they're saying about CJ Saunders, not a lot of flash and physical gifts, but apparently has worked in the slot and has been working with the first offense, has been getting open and has been catching everything thrown his way. So, hey, CJ Saunders fighting for a roster spot. And that's a good sign, especially if he's getting open and catching everything thrown his way. That's going to earn you a spot. It might be low on the depth chart, but that's going to earn him a spot. They did say Shi Smith has gotten some highlights, but is lacking experience and could use some work in his route running. So a couple of things there on Shi Smith. Rashard Higgins has been doing good. And they are expecting quite a bit out of Brandon Zylstra and Andre Roberts, but mostly they're special teamers for the most part. But, it will definitely be good to see if they can contribute in the offense and really help. Which Brandon Zylstra, although he doesn't have a lot of highlights, when his number has been called upon in the offense, he has done well. He has done well. He just doesn't have the highlights. Doesn't have many highlights. Only a few. Very few. So So yeah, I think that's just pretty interesting to just keep in mind. Um, there are some other highlights that happened. Um, let's see. Frankie Louvu snagged himself an interception. I think Keith Taylor also snagged him an interception. Like I said, the Robbie Anderson deep ball from Baker Mayfield was really nice. So, I mean, there's been quite some highlights. Sam Darnold's been looking good in the red zone's been getting passes to Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's been running in between the tackles and looking really good. So yeah. Terrace Marshall's been catching some deep balls from Sam Darnold, so we're seeing some good connections there. So I mean, and see Brady Christensen's been taking reps from Brian Burns, going against Brian Burns. So that's really good to see. And yeah, like I said about CJ Saunders, been taking some snaps at the slot and has been looking good. They did notice running back Deontay Foreman was on the exercise bike, but they said it's nothing serious. Doesn't appear to be serious, but I mean, they got to do what they got to do. They did get Bradley Bozeman more reps at starting center. But what they say, apparently the things that they're saying is Pat Elflein is more athletic, but Bradley Bozeman is just a bigger and stronger guy. So, I mean, it sounds like there's going to be an interesting battle there at the center position between these two players. So, it's interesting. It's definitely really interesting. And apparently, so Keith Taylor is in a red jersey, has been in a red jersey. So that probably could be why they added another cornerback or two. So hopefully Keith Taylor will be all right. Not sure what's going on with him, but he's in a red jersey. But yeah, the padded practice. Definitely there's been some goods and some bads. But one thing I definitely notice is they're looking a lot better in the red zone, especially the offense. The offense has been looking a lot better in the red zone. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. This is good. This is really good. So, okay. So on Keith Taylor, a lower hamstring strain, but shouldn't be out too long. So it's expected to miss a week or two. Gotcha. So only a week or two. But like I said, trainers and everything got, do what they got to do. Take his time, make sure that he gets back healthy. And that's mainly what's important. That's mainly what's important. We can't rush these guys back. We cannot rush these guys back. And like I said, it was really good to see J.C. Horn out there activated. So that was really good. But yeah, I think overall things are coming along pretty interesting. We're seeing quite a lot of folks shine. And even Dante Jackson has been talking some smack. Been making plays and talking some smack. Apparently had a chance at an interception against Baker Mayfield. But yeah. been talking some smack, been, being kind of competitive against Baker Mayfield. And hey, I love it. I love it. I mean, Dante Jackson's like that. Baker Mayfield, he's very vocal as well. So, hey, it's been a very competitive training camp, it seems. Very competitive. So, I definitely I really just look forward to that first preseason game. Jeff R., what's up? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Blitz? Oh, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. Got quite a lot going on with the Carolina Panthers. Brought in 2 cornerbacks. The interesting jersey schedule. But yeah, like this quarterback competition is really, really interesting. Jeff Har says, I like where we're at, making progress. Oh yeah, most definitely. Baker Mayfield's been getting his timing down with his receivers and been scoring on the deep ball. So I expect we're going to see a lot of the deep ball this season. At least that's what I'm hoping. And even Sam Darnold has been working on a little bit of the deep ball. So, and like I said, Baker Mayfield had a beautiful, beautiful on-target deep ball for a touchdown to Robbie Anderson. I mean, it was nasty. And I just really like how they're getting the timing down. My main concern is just, how long will it really take for Baker Mayfield to really get this system, this playbook down? Because honestly, that could determine whether he starts or not. Because, like I said, Sam Darnold, being that he's been with the team already and being that he's had the 4-month OTA head start over Baker Mayfield, could play a part in contributing whether he starts or Baker starts. Both have been getting reps with the 1s and the 2s. So, if anything, like how Paul Mancini was mentioning on one of the previous streams, I think they're going to really look at splitting the time evenly in the preseason as far as reps and drives between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. I think it's key. I mean, I still think we'll see a lot of Matt Corral in the preseason, but unless a crazy catastrophic injury happens, I don't expect to see any Matt Corral during the regular season. So, anything can happen, but and then another thing, Matt Rule was trying to run a 2-quarterback system last season. Is this something that he may consider doing this year? Honestly, I hope not. I hope not. I would really I want them to just let Ben McAdoo work. Let them get their squad together, build that chemistry, and stick with what they have. But overall, looking at just thinking about the training camp and just everything that's been going on, quarterback competition is going to be really interesting. The wide receivers, like I said, this CJ Saunders apparently has been working out of the slot and has been catching everything thrown his way. That's big. That's big. Rashard Higgins making plays. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson have been getting Shi Smith. And then, like I said, the cornerback they brought in, Devin Jones, could potentially make it on special teams, being that he has over 2,000 yards of all-purpose yards, 5 kick return touchdowns. So I could see the combination of him and Andre Roberts on kickoff returns. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. And like I said, Duke Dawson, he's dealt with a hamstring injury. He's dealt with a torn ACL. I question that signing because he hasn't really been healthy, or he's had some injury woes in the past. So I don't know. I'm skeptical as to whether that was a good signing or not. I like the Devin Jones signing. The Duke Dawson one's kind of a head scratcher, just a little bit of a head scratcher. And it's funny that I say that because Devin Jones is the rookie, and Duke Dawson is the veteran. So it's weird. It's really, really weird. But good to see JC Horn out there. I don't know how much we'll see of JC Horn in the preseason. Probably not a lot. But maybe a series. If any. I mean, I don't know. They're really trying to really protect JC Horn, which I admire them for that. I definitely admire them for doing that. But as far as how much action he sees in the preseason, I don't know. What do y'all think? How much action do you think JC Horn should see in the preseason? Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that, because I'm kind of at a crossroad to just saying maybe 1 to 2 series a game versus maybe no preseason, but could be similar to Christian McCaffrey, maybe a series or 2. But that's tough. That's a tough call. That's a really tough call. Because we really need JC Horn to be healthy come week 1. We need him healthy and ready come week 1. And like I said, CJ Henderson, I like what they're doing. They've had him cover the outside receivers, working against Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, getting a lot of reps against DJ Moore. I think that's fantastic. That's going to really help CJ Henderson build his confidence and hopefully become a threat. And then, like I said, the offensive line battle is going to be really interesting. Honestly, there's no telling what this starting offensive line is going to look like, especially with word of Bradley Bozeman and Pat Elflein fighting for that starting center spot and taking reps from both the 1s and the 2s. The battle at left tackle between Brady Christensen and Ikem Ekwonu, that's been getting pretty heated. There's no telling. Honestly, there's no telling what this starting offensive line is going to look like. We might be surprised, y'all. We might be surprised. We might end up seeing Brady Christensen starting left tackle, Ikem Ekwonu starting left guard. It could happen, or it could be flipped. But that O-line competition is heated, which is good. I love competition. Definitely love competition, and this is no different. Brian Burns been getting in on that action, and is hoping to pretty much become the newest leader, not just on the D line, but on the defense. And I think that's good. I think that's good. Main thing is Brian Burns just work on his, not over pursuing. I think that's the main thing with him is just work on not over pursuing. Which, I mean, I know he can only do but so much against the quarterback in training camp because, you don't want to risk injuring the quarterback. But hopefully he works on not over pursuing because that's been one of his main weaknesses. But he fixes that up. He should be fine. He should be fine. Also, word is Deshaun Watson will be suspended for 6 games. So at least we know for sure no Deshaun Watson week 1 against Carolina. So we don't have to worry about Deshaun Watson. But 6 games. A lot of people are not happy about him only eating a 6-game suspension. A lot of folks feel like he should have more. But I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? Because I know a lot of people are looking at like the Calvin Ridley whole year suspension due to gambling, not as bad as, the sexual misconduct from Deshaun Watson that should warrant more games. But I think one of the arguments that's being made is one person was guilty, the other person was accused. But the word is that the NFL might look into increasing the number of games, but they could be dealing with a lawsuit if that happens. Deshaun Watson, the agent might try to sue. But I don't know. But regardless of if it's 6 games or a whole season or a half a season, at least we know for sure we don't have to deal with Deshaun Watson week 1. We most likely have to deal with Jacoby Brissett. Or unless they, do something crazy like get Cam Newton or get Jimmy Garoppolo, which I don't see that happening. But unless something crazy like that happens, we're looking at the defense going against Jacoby Brissett week 1. So, yeah. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Joe Valesco says, have you heard what happened to the Dolphins owner? Yeah, I was actually going to talk about that as well. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it. So, yeah, the NFL will be stripping the Miami Dolphins of their 2023 first-round draft pick and fines the owner, Stephen Ross, $1.5 million for tampering with coach Sean Payton and quarterback Tom Brady. Ooh, so check this out. This article is on ESPN. It was written by Marcel Louis Jacques. Here's some details from it. Check this out, and I quote, the NFL notified Miami Dolphins on Tuesday that the team would be stripped of its 2023 first-round pick, among other disciplinary measures, for violations of league policies relating to the integrity of the game. Following a 6-month investigation, the league found the Dolphins, primarily team owner Stephen Ross and vice chairman limited partner Bruce Beal, violated the anti-tampering policy on 3 occasions from 2019 to 2022 involving conversations with quarterback Tom Brady and the agent for then New Orleans Saints coach Sean Payton. It says the NFL, however, found no evidence that the team intentionally lost games during the 2019 season. In February, it says former Dolphins coach Brian Flores said in his lawsuit alleging racism in the league's hiring practices that Ross attempted to incentivize him to tank or purposefully lose games shortly after he was hired in 2019, with Ross allegedly offering Flores $100,000 for every loss that season. Flores alleged that as the team won games late in the season, Dolphins general manager Chris Greer told him Ross was mad that the on-field success was compromising the team's draft position. In addition to the first-round pick of 2023, the Dolphins will forfeit their 2024 third-round selection. And you wonder why I will never be a fan nor support the idea of tanking. You wonder why I will never like tanking. And that just gave you another reason. That right there just added another reason why I will never support tanking. Ever. Ever. Tanking is for cowards. And had that gone through, that would have been a coward move. Hey, I'll pay you $100,000 if you intentionally lose games. Coward move. That is why I will never support tanking. It's a stupid strategy. It's a desperate strategy. It's an embarrassing strategy. And it's a cowardly strategy. Continuing. This says Ross, meanwhile, was fined $1.5 million and suspended through October 17th, during which time he isn't permitted to be at the Dolphins facility or represent the team at any team event. Ooh. He also can't attend any league meeting before the annual meeting in 2023. Beal was fined $500,000 and isn't permitted to attend any league meetings for the rest of this year or for the rest of this season. Joe Valesco says, who is getting the Dolphins first round pick in? I don't know. Probably nobody. I don't know. Probably nobody. I mean, they said they're going to strip that pick. I don't know if that means they're stripping it and giving it to somebody else. I wouldn't think that's how that would work. But fact of the matter is they're not getting one. And I wouldn't think it would go to anybody else. But continuing. It says that Tom Brady will not incur any punishment for the Dolphins tampering. NFL League spokesman Brian McCarthy told ESPN's Jenna Lane. Bruce Beal spearheaded impermissible communications with Brady, then the New England Patriots quarterback. So this was when he was a Patriots quarterback, while he was still under contract. And Ross and other Dolphins executives were informed of the content of those conversations. And then both Ross and Beal tampered with Brady once again in 2021 when he was the Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback under contract. This time, however, the conversation was centered on Tom Brady joining the team as a limited partner and possibly a football executive, although the possibility of him playing for the team was discussed, according to the league's investigation. And then finally, in January of this year, the NFL found that the Dolphins had impermissible communications with agent Don Yee, who represents both Tom Brady and Sean Payton, about Sean Payton serving as Miami's next head coach. The league found that the Dolphins did not seek consent from the Saints to begin these talks and that they occurred before Sean Payton retired. Roger Goodell called the league's findings unprecedented. Dang. These guys are some sneaky jerks. They so sneaky. Trying to get Tom Brady on their squad. Trying to get Sean Payton as their next coach. Dang. These guys are sneaky. But no evidence was found that the Dolphins tried to tank, though. But the investigation did find that Stephen Ross made comments to the team president and CEO Tom Greer, senior vice president Brandon Shore, and Brian Flores that the team's draft position should take priority over winning games. Okay, if that's what if Stephen Ross made comments that draft position should take priority over winning games, I mean, that's a dead giveaway that translates into tanking. I want you to focus on draft position more than winning games. Translation, tank. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like a request to tank. Why would you tell somebody to focus more on the team's draft position versus winning games? Yeah. Sounds like tanking to me. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That sounds like tanking. I could be wrong, but that sounds like tanking. Brian Flores expressed his concerns, but was assured that everyone wanted him to build a winning culture in Miami. And then Ross never made those comments again. I don't know, y'all. I find that really, really shady. Really shady and sneaky. No evidence was found tanking, but you found comments that emphasize focus on team draft position more than winning games. Yeah, that translates to tanking. Plain and simple as that. But yeah. Overall, a lot of interesting stuff going on. Like I said, the jersey schedule is very interesting. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games in white jerseys, 4 games in black jerseys, 1 game in blue jerseys. A lot of folks aren't happy about it, but like I said, I really don't believe in the superstition behind, oh, if you wear this jersey, you're going to win more games than if you wear this jersey. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. That's just me, but I don't believe in that. I mean, it's a jersey. It's the jersey. I mean, the jerseys are cool, but they're jerseys. They play in them. That's it. Shoot, we're not having a beauty contest here. We're not having a best jersey of the year contest. Nah, we playing football. We're not playing basketball. We're playing football. Anyway. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. They apparently had CMC running a corner route. What? Wow, there's a highlight of CMC scoring in the red zone with a corner route. Drawing up a corner route out of the backfield. What? Wow. Dang, Ben McAdoo. Okay. Corner route for CMC out of the backfield. Oh, okay. Oh, snap. Get that man in on the receiving game. Shoot. Why not? Especially if the offensive line can get good protection. Shoot. Okay, Ben McAdoo. Okay, Ben McAdoo. I see you. I see you, Ben McAdoo. Ben McAdoo, who you trying to impress? Dialing up all this fancy offense. Mr. McAdoo, who you trying to impress up in here? I love it. I love it. I love it. But can't wait to see them out there preseason. It's gonna be fun. The pads are on this week. The hits are coming in. You know, hopefully not too hard because we gotta protect everybody. But the pads are in. A little stinging here, a little stinging there. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. I am very excited. I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling. Like I said, with the offense, finished ranked 28. I think this offense could potentially get bumped up into the top 20 or even the top 15. I think that'd be great. I don't expect them to, make top 10. Maybe gradually, but if they can get it in the top 20, at least 8 spots up, that'll be a good start. And I think more will come along the way. They just got to build consistency. Good chemistry with the O-line, good quarterback play, and just execution. With the defense, what were they? Number 2 last season? Didn't seem like it at some points of the year. But some may say that the defense may take a dip in rankings. But this could turn out to be a season where, I don't know, the defense may do enough to not necessarily get turnovers, but get 3 and outs to at least get the ball back into the hands of the offense and the offense finish the job. That could potentially be what we see. But, I would love to see this defense get more turnovers, especially interceptions. We didn't really have much for interceptions last season or really the last 2 or so seasons. So I'd love to see interception count get up. Did pretty well on forced fumbles, though. Forced fumbles and fumble recoveries. Felt like that was pretty decent. But could definitely do better in turnovers for the defense. So But I mean, we'll see. I definitely think we'll see some changes. We'll definitely see some changes. But and I'm really interested to see this. Really interested to see special teams as well. I think special teams could use some eyes, especially with who we've brought in. With who we brought in, should be good. But that's pretty much all that I have for this video for now. The main things that I want to leave with this video, couple of questions for y'all. One, the pickups at cornerback, the two cornerback pickups. Do you like them? Do you feel like they were the right call or a bad call? Because, like I said, I'm sure a lot of folks would have rather us pick up a defensive lineman like a edge rusher or pick up a linebacker, maybe a bigger name free agent. But, it looks like, precautions, and depth with, easing J.C. Horn back out there. And right now, Keith Taylor has a red shirt. So depth may not be a bad idea with this one. But let me know what y'all think about the cornerback signings. Like I said, I think Devin Jones was good, being that he has that special teams experience, 5 kickoff return touchdowns in college, over 2,000 all-purpose yards. So that could be really good. Duke Dawson, like I said, I feel like he's had some injury woes, so not sure if he'll bounce back. What are y'all overall thoughts on the jersey schedule? What do y'all think about the jersey schedule? A lot of white jerseys, only 4 black jersey games, 1 blue jersey game. So some folks aren't really happy about that. But it is what it is. And let me know what you think about the Deshaun Watson suspension. 6 games. You think it's too little? You think it's too much? Personally, it doesn't bother me a whole lot just because of the fact we know we're not going to see him week 1. So at least that's the reassurance with that. And then what are y'all's thoughts on the training camp competition now, especially with pads? Pads are on now. Who do y'all think's going to win? Quarterback, offensive line. What are y'all's thoughts on that? But yeah, that's all that I have for now. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell while you're at it. And thank you so much for watching and for chiming in. Hope y'all enjoyed the content. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Another Carolina Panthers Talk live stream here on the U to the Tube. Hope y'all have a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all very soon in the next video. Be safe. God bless. Love y'all. Peace.